Welcome back to Woodsman's Gear. We're going to be taking a look at the Mora Bushcraft Black Bushcraft knife. As you see, this one has already been modified a little bit to my personal preferences. All I've done is added completely underneath is a paracord string that goes inside by the handle, out the hole for the loop, down, and then there's a knot tied in it with a loop that just loops around the end, and that's to use it as a dangler. It actually dangles very nicely from that setup, stays very vertical. I got rid of the belt clip. Rarely have I ever used one on a Mora knife, so I just discarded it. Works out perfect like that. I've got some bank line wrapped around it in layers, and then I've added a fire steel to it. Only modifications that I've made to it. Seems to work out fine. The cordage is an added bonus. The fire steel is an emergency piece only, stays on there all the time, doesn't add a whole lot of weight to it. So let's take a look at the knife. The sheath is their normal plastic material that they use. If you're not familiar with the Mora products, it's sort of like a Kydex type material, but it's not. It's mold injection. You can heat it up and flex it if you want to get a little bit tighter squeeze on it, but generally just a poly plastic sheath. There's a drain hole in the bottom of all of them. Just a very basic design to it. Works great though. On the knife itself, has a black coating on the blade. It is not a thick coating. It is more like bluing on a gun. Does not interfere with cutting or slicing at all. The handle is a TPE polymer handle with a rubber overmold. The black is a rubbery textured, extremely grippy, very comfortable in the hand. I've got kind of small hands, so maybe if you're, you know, basketball player size hands, it may not be as comfortable for you, but it is very comfortable for me. There's some notches in the rubber, raised surfaces there, kind of a rubber jimping, if you would. And there's also some at the very back. You have a little bit of plastic that sticks out the bottom, really not a pommel to be used for hammering or anything, but that's just the inner handle that sticks out. Also a little bit, very much in the front there, just a little. It has a 1/8 inch spine. It has a very sharp 90-degree edge on that spine. It is a full Scandi grind. The overmold is black. The insert, or the inner part of the handle, is green. It is a modified rat tail design. The design on this knife doesn't come back and taper down to a point, but actually comes back and goes to about a 3/8 inch wide stock that comes all the way back to about here, and then it's just rounded at the edge, so it doesn't taper down to a point, but it is not a full tang knife. The workmanship on these are awesome as usual if you are familiar with any of the Mora products. The blade edge, everything is perfectly centered. No chips, dings, or anything like that. I've used this one a little bit, and we'll have further videos coming out in the future on the field testing of this. Just wanted to give an indoors tabletop overview of this knife. Some of the specs on it. It's called the Mora Bushcraft Black, manufactured by Mora or Mora Knife of Sweden, made in Sweden. Price range on it is in the $40 range. I actually paid $38 and some change shipped on this one. Most of the time I see them for around $42 or so. Made of 1095 carbon steel. Handle material is TPE with a rubber overmold. The sheaths are plastic. Color is black with green. The grind is a full Scandi grind. Blade thickness is 1/8 inch. It does have a coating on it, but it is a very thin coating, and the coating is a black finish. The blade length is 4 5/16 long. The handle length is 4 15/16, and the overall length is 9 1/4. The blade width is 15/16. Blade spine itself has a sharp 90-degree edge, and the Rockwell hardness of 58 to 60 according to the manufacturer specs. It's a very clean design, very much like some of their other knives, only with the thicker blade. It just feels completely different. It is a very dense feeling knife compared to other Mora products. Feels really good. Looks pretty good, and I can tell you now that this thing performs excellent for the money. Budget friendly, high quality. Thanks for watching.